Welcome back to our Workplace Relations on Demand. I'm Lisa, I'm here with my colleague Sally, and today we're talking about parental leave entitlements. So we do see a lot of questions coming to the Chamber about parental leave. Sally, can you talk to us a bit about the entitlement? Who's entitled to take parental leave?
Thanks, Lisa. So I think at the outset it's important for us to note that there are two different types of parental leave that an employee can take. So there's unpaid parental leave and paid parental leave. In terms of unpaid parental leave, it is one of the NES, one of the National Employment Standards, that an employee, which includes casuals, who have completed at least 12 months with a business are entitled to unpaid parental leave. Effectively, this means they have a right to be formally absent from work and also to return. So the initial entitlement is for 12 months of unpaid parental leave for the primary carer, and it's important that employees apply for this leave and that it's in writing and ideally at least 10 weeks of notice, or it's a requirement that they provide at least 10 weeks written notice of the intention to take the leave. So Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about the paid parental leave?
Sure, thanks Sally. So the payment part of it can flow from two streams. It's either going to come from the employer if they've got a voluntary policy in place, or perhaps an enterprise agreement that brings a payment with it. Otherwise, the payment is going to come from the government paid parental leave scheme, and these two can operate in conjunction. There are requirements around eligibility tests for meeting the government payments. So in effect, the employee applying would need to meet a work test that's assessed on the past 13 months of their work. They'd need to have earned less than $150,000 in the previous financial year. They do need to be the primary carer and also away from work to access those, and that is managed through the Department of Health and Human Services. So employees should be applying directly for that payment to that department. And we do get a lot of questions as well about what happens at the end of the parental leave period. Are the employees entitled to return to that same position that they held maybe 12 months or more ago?
Thanks, Lisa. So as I mentioned before, and this does form part of the National Employment Standards as well, it's known as what's the return to work guarantee. And effectively, so employees that do go on parental leave are entitled to return to their pre-parental position. However, where that position, for whatever reason, no longer exists, then they're entitled to return to an available position which they're qualified and suited for, that is nearest to status and pay. So I guess the important thing also is if you have a replacement employee, you need to ensure that they're aware of the nature of their employment, and the employee who's on parental leave, that employee has the right to return. And also, if you're making any business decisions or changes, such as redundancies or restructures while you have any employees on parental leave, it's really important that you consult with your employees that are on parental leave as well, as they can often easily be forgotten as they're not in the workplace face-to-face working with their colleagues every day. But you do have express obligations to consult with these employees as well in relation to those kinds of changes.
Okay, thank you Sally. And that wraps up our most frequently asked questions that we're getting on parental leave at the moment. Thank you.
Thanks.